Hey there, internet friends. Trevor Starkey here with another episode of Trevor Trove Gaming. Today's show, I'm going to talk about the games that I've been playing this week. We've kind of hit the beginning of the real big fall rush, where there's basically going to be a new big game coming out every week for the rest of time, it seems. So this week I started out with some Destiny. I'm going to bookend this episode with Destiny, I guess. Destiny 2, Iron Banner launched this week, so I started playing that, and I'm really bad at that. I got to the point where I'm, usually doing the best on my team, but my team pretty much always loses. I kept, joking in my head that I was basically just becoming a really good jobber for Iron Banner people. I still played enough to get all of the rewards, the Season 1 reward that you get for, turning in 10 packages, I guess. A whole shit ton of coins. It's fine. I don't know what the difference between Iron Banner and regular Crucible is, really. It doesn't seem like there really was a solid difference there. I definitely found myself playing way more in the way of teams in Iron Banner, and that was always annoying, because it'd be like, oh, well, I'm playing a team of 4 people with me and 3 other random people, so they're going to kick our ass. There were a couple times where they didn't, and that was funny, and I felt bad for them. But for the most part, if there were 2 or more people together in the same clan or something like that, I was like, oh, this is a bad sign. And it usually was. And I definitely came across that more in Iron Banner than in just general Crucible, I guess. Overall, I still have the same frustrations I've pretty much always had with Destiny, in that I think their matchmaking isn't great. If I'm losing 10 rounds in a row, I should be getting matched up with worse players, so that I'm at least, it's at least a closer fight. It gets to the point where I'm down 30 points, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna kind of sit here and just plop down and wait for my imminent demise. So when I got tired of doing that and all of the weekly reset stuff, I hopped into Shadow of War. Now, I got to play a little bit of Shadow of War at PAX West, and I had a preview that I was writing about it, and then the Cuphead preview that a lot of people were like, oh my god, this guy's terrible at video games, came out, and my Shadow of War preview was effectively going to be talking about how that is a weird game to get dropped into the middle of late game, because it's been 2 or 3 years since I played the original, so I had completely forgotten the control scheme of it, and I just kept dying a lot in my demo at PAX, because it just drops you in the middle. You go and select the demo, at least. You had a whole bunch of different options to select from, missions to select from, and then you basically had to complete the objectives of the mission. But when I didn't even remember how to play the game, getting dropped into something and flying a Drake, which was not a thing from the first game, that was a thing I was doing. I was I felt completely out of my depth playing the demo of the game at PAX West, and so that was effectively what my preview was going to be about. And then the whole Cuphead you got to be good at video games thing came out, and I was like, well, this is stupid, and I'm not really going to fuel that fire with my preview of jumping into that game. Jumping into that game from the beginning and building up and slowly learning things as you go, much better experience. I'm having a good time with it, having some fun. I've hopped in and done some online vendettas and killed some orcs that killed other people online. I really appreciated that the first orc that cheated death and came back to me was voiced by Kumail Nanjiani. That was a lot of fun. He was a snarky little guy. And yeah, I'm having fun with it. It definitely realizes that those missions and all that stuff is the fun element of the game. So the story is definitely just kind of by the numbers, kind of set dressing to get you new skills to get to all the fun stuff with the whole Nemesis system. And so I'm just kind of that's why I'm going through the story, really, is just so I can get more skills and do more things. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. Then on Friday, we had WWE 2K18 came out, and since I've been doing this whole Wrestling Wednesday thing and watching wrestling again since, WrestleMania-ish, I decided to hop in and play this game. First wrestling game I've played probably since the PlayStation 2 era. I feel like I did have SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, and I feel like that was even back when it was still WWF. I have, like many people, I have tons of fond memories of playing like WrestleMania 2000 and WCW NWO Revenge and No Mercy with my friends on N64 in high school. Like, we would do tons of matches on there, and then high school ended, or like we went our separate ways. And then I kept playing the wrestling games for a little bit, even if I wasn't really watching the wrestling at the time. I kept playing them, and then I just kind of fell out by the wayside. My biggest frustration with WWE 2K18 is that it does a terrible job tutorializing you as a player. Just the basic stuff of, okay, like, how do I do grapples, what are my move sets, what is, striking. Like, a lot of that basic stuff just isn't explained in any kind of way. So, like, I didn't know how to pick up a character off the mat for the longest time. I just kind of had to, I just kept, swiping at them and waiting for them to get up and do something. And so I finally, figured that out. But still, more often than not, I will try and do something, and the thing I try to do, I struggle with the buttons, and I have to hit 2 or 3 different button combinations before I can do the thing that I'm trying to do. So it's frustrating, and it's annoying that they don't just they take for granted that you just know how to play the game. You just know how to play a wrestling game, and so it's very inaccessible to people coming in who have lapsed, who have not followed the trajectory of these games year over year and learned the new little things each year. It's just frustrating, but eventually I finally just said, screw it, I'm just going to play on easy mode, I don't care, and that's when I turned a corner and spent the next 5 hours playing the game, and ended up playing the game until 5:30 Friday night, basically, or Saturday morning. It's been a lot of fun. I'm having a good time with it. I've got my own little wrestler created. I'm going through the My Career mode. I've done a little bit in the free play stuff, and I've done a little bit in the WWE Universe mode. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good, fun little thing to hop in and out of, kind of in between a lot of these other game experiences. Then lastly, back around to Destiny, I got together with my original raid crew, and we played through that yesterday. We played through the raid again, and we finally were able to beat it. Yay! Still, I don't think, fully makes up for the 20-plus hours I put into it at this point, that raid. But it was fun. I'm glad we were able to finally do it and accomplish it. And I joked with the team yesterday that as somebody who constantly went inside to the Shadow Realm, or whatever you want to call it, with Callus, inside Callus's mind, the best feeling consistently from that game was picking off one of the scions on the ground that can pop you up with a purple shot, picking one of them off as they're about to launch the purple shot at you. That consistently, as somebody who got popped up time and time again, and that basically leads to an instant death and pretty much almost always an instant wipe. That kind of moment of just getting them right before they can get you, great satisfaction in that. But then there was just in the final run that we had ourselves, there was a personal great moment where we were going around from platform to platform in our Callus damage phase, and I was somebody needed basically we needed a super to pop and get orbs and stuff to really get through and progress through and do the final damage to Callus that we were going to need. And on the last of the 4 platforms, my super popped. I got it. I triggered it, and I was using the gunslinger, so I snapped three headshots on Callus, which got orbs for everybody else, which got us through the raid and led to our win. So it was perfect timing, and it just felt really good to kind of help contribute in that way at the end there. I got my hunter to 305. Yay! I needed 305 boots, and the exotic engram that I got from doing all this stuff got me 305 boots, and so my hunter is is power level 305, and then all of my other characters can be 304 as they are. And I think I don't need to play Destiny anymore, at least for a while, not until the next expansion comes out or something like that. Gonna probably be able to take a break from it. Yay! So that's what I've been playing this week. Let me know what you've been up to in the comments below, if you've been playing any Shadow of War, WWE 2K18, or continuing on with Destiny 2. And as always, I've been your host, Trevor Starkey from TrevorTrove.com. You can follow me at SnarkyStarkey on Twitter. And until next time, from here at the Trove, treasure your friends.